Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Like the previous question, I come from Pennsylvania, which really was seen as an example of religious liberty of all the colonies originally. In fact, the founders who came to Philadelphia for the Constitutional Convention marveled at the diversity of religion across the city. And in what was unusual at that time, you had strong Catholic congregations, Jewish and Protestant, all operating freely and as they chose. It's still true today in the community that I represent, Lancaster and York counties, Pennsylvania, where we have people of all faiths practicing their religion in the way that they choose and doing good for the community. And so we have strong Catholic presence with Catholic charities doing a lot of good. Every denomination doing good. We have a strong Muslim community who have specific an organization that is dedicated to building bridges between various religions and dispelling some of the fallacies that folks hold about various religions. I'm very, very proud of that. And when my colleague mentions separation of church and state, it was never intended that we would not be a religious society. It was intended to ensure that government did not impede, did not restrict an individual's ability to practice their faith in the way that they chose. The Lancaster County, Pennsylvania is home to one of the largest Amish populations in the United States. In fact, my own roots are Amish as well. And that particular community came there because they were looking to escape persecution. Protecting faith, protecting their faith as a fundamental right, protecting the faith of other groups as a fundamental right is a value that our nation has preserved for more than 400 years. And it's one that has allowed the Amish to live independently and maintain their strong core values. The Religious Freedom Restoration Act has provided more protections for the Amish by ensuring that they don't have to lobby for statutory exemptions to protect their religious freedom with each new law that is passed. And of course, as I mentioned, they're not the only religious community that have woven threads in the district that I serve. There's many, many diverse religions. Despite that bipartisan historical support for RFRA, the legislation we're speaking about today will continue down a path that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have chartered to erode the rights that are protected by RFRA. We've seen this in the form of federal mandates that would force individuals with strong religious convictions to violate their moral beliefs, such as these coverage mandates for abortion or restrictions on parochial schools. And we have a strong community of parochial schools where parents are choosing to send their child to a school specifically because they want to see them raised up in their particular religious belief. The Amish, for instance, have a lot of one-room schools, and potentially, under this proposed law, they would need to hire a teacher who is not Amish, who may be of an entirely different faith. Time and time again, the Supreme Court has ruled that attempts to limit religious expression are unconstitutional. And in fact, I was pleased just 5 days ago, the Supreme Court ruled that the 100-year-old Blandensburg Memorial Cross is constitutionally protected. So I do have a question, Mr. Sharp. I mentioned the Amish community I represent and explained how important RFRA has been for them. If the Do No Harm Act were to be passed in the law, would the Amish community and other faith-based groups that I represent need to ask for more exemptions in every proposed piece of legislation that would potentially limit their religious rights?
Very likely so. And being small groups like that may not have political power, they may not get them. And that's why we need RFRA to ensure those religious minorities have the opportunity to get relief.
Thank you.